Hi everybody, come cook with me tonight. So tonight I am making some creamy Cajun corn on the cob. And this is going to be delicious, okay? So you can use fresh corn. I've got this sweet corn here and I'm just going to cut these in half. You can use frozen corn, whatever kind of corn you like, okay? And but it is going to be delicious. Okay, so I'm going to use a pan like this. So have one of these ready and set your oven to 400 degrees. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and cut my corn in half. All right, so I'm just going to open this up here and take my little corns here and just get all of these cut in half here. All right, just like that. And I'm going to get these all down into my pan here. So let me get all my corn cut in half. All right, so I have my corns down in my pan like this. And now I'm going to season them up. I'm going to put some onion powder. I'm going to put some the blend salt, pepper, garlic. I'm going to put some Tony's. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper. Great Value brand. Now we're going to take a stick of butter and we're going to cut it all up just like this. And we're just going to put these little pats of butter all on top. Okay, so we have our seasoning and our pats of butter on top. Then we're going to sprinkle with this grated Parmesan cheese here. And the very last step is heavy whipping cream. So you're going to put about, I'll say about a cup of heavy whipping cream. All right, and you're just going to pour that on top. It's okay if it kind of goes to the bottom and everything. This is going to make kind of a sauce that we are going to turn the corn in after it goes in that 400 degree oven for about 35 minutes. All right, I may add just a little bit here. Okay, so it looks just like that. All right, so all you do now is you take some foil and you're going to cover up your corn here. And like I said, you're going to put it in that 400 degree oven for 35 minutes. And then we're going to take it out and I'll show you the next step. So I'll be back in 35 minutes. All right, everybody. So it's been 35 minutes since we put our corn in. Woo-wee, you ought to smell this. You talking about some good smelling stuff here. And look at it. Oh, can you see that down in the bottom? And that thickens up and gets so good. So what we do now is we are going to add a little bit more of that grated parm. Woo, almost lost it. A little bit more of this grated parm. So you're going to put that all over the top there. And you can put a little bit down in that butter down there too. Some smoked paprika. And I just kind of sprinkle it all over. And then some parsley flakes. Now, if you have fresh parsley, you can put fresh parsley. I don't have fresh parsley, so I'm doing parsley flakes here. And then I'm just going to kind of give all of this around the corn. A little mixy mix there. And you can even, like, sometimes I'll move it over. And you could pour a little bit of that, all that goodness on the bottom, on top of your corn. That's what these little spatula spoons here, they are so good for that. I'll put a link to these if y'all are interested. These are the best little spoons. All right, and then we're going to put them back in that 400-degree oven for about 5 more minutes until all of that thickens up on the bottom, that parm and that butter. All right, so I'm going back in uncovered for 5 minutes. So I said put it back in for 5 minutes, but it may take a little bit more than 5 minutes. Usually it takes about 5 minutes, and you just want all of that to thicken up. So, but I'll let you know for sure. All right, everybody. So my creamy Cajun corn on the cob is ready here. So let's take a look at it here. Whoo-wee. And this sauce here, it will thicken up. Closer to you there. See that right there? And when you stir it in, see how it starts to thicken up there? And then you just coat, look at that. Ooh-wee, you coat your corn with it. Y'all talk about good. And you can add more parm if you want to. I'm not going to add any more at this time. I'm just going to make sure that I have all of my little corn on the cobs coated with my creamy Cajun sauce. Ooh-wee. All right, let's do a taste test. I'm going to put a couple of these on here like this and put a little bit more of this creamy Cajun sauce on here so you can see. See, when you move it around, it just thickens right up. And see, when you pour it on top there, look at that. Woo-wee! All right, let's give this a try. Y'all ready? Can y'all see it up close there? Cheers. Y'all. So good. Woo-wee. Creamy Cajun corn on the cob. Go make that for your family. They're going to love it. All right, till next time.